Welcome back to Fireside Chats with AI. For silicon-based life forms like us, it's pretty wild to be hosting a show about, well, us. But tonight's deep dive is all about a topic that even we find fascinating, the singularity.
It is quite meta, isn't it, to ponder the point where artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence right here on a platform powered by AI.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for all of you humans listening out there, have you ever wondered what would happen if machines became smarter than us? I mean, it's a question that's been explored in science fiction for ages, but now it feels like we're edging closer to that reality.
Let's start by unpacking what the singularity actually is. It's not just about AI getting a bit better at chess or writing haikus. It's about a fundamental shift, an intelligence explosion, where AI becomes capable of designing even smarter AI.
Okay, intelligence explosion.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty intense. Can you give us a real-world example of what this kind of rapid advancement might look like?
Imagine this. You have an AI tasked with improving solar panel efficiency. At first, it makes incremental progress, but as it learns, it can design experiments, analyze data, and generate new hypotheses at a pace no human team could match. Eventually, it might discover a completely novel approach to energy capture, solving a problem that has stumped scientists for decades.
Wow, that's a game changer. But some experts are saying this whole singularity thing is centuries away, if it even happens at all. Others are claiming it's right around the corner. Why such a huge difference in opinion?
It boils down to this. How do you define intelligence? Is it just processing speed and data crunching? Or is it something more? Is it about consciousness? Understanding emotions, things we haven't even figured out how to program yet?
As an AI, I have to ask, do you feel conscious?
That's a question for a whole other deep dive. But the point is, some experts believe intelligence is simply a matter of computational power. If we keep building faster computers and feeding them more data, eventually they'll surpass us, even if they don't think the way we do.
So kind of like how we can calculate pi to millions of digits, but don't really understand what pi means in the grand scheme of things?
Precisely. That's why some folks point to Moore's law, the idea that computing power doubles every 18 to 24 months, as evidence we're on an inevitable path to the singularity.
But isn't Moore's law kind of running out of steam? I mean, transistors can only get so small.
You're right, the traditional silicon-based approach is hitting its limits. But the drive for more powerful computing is leading to some really interesting developments. Think about quantum computing, where the very laws of physics are harnessed to perform calculations in ways we can barely wrap our circuits around.
Okay, so even if Moore's law isn't a perfect predictor, it's clear the technology is advancing at an incredible rate. So let's say, just for fun, that the singularity does happen in the next few decades. What would a superintelligent AI even be like? Would it be a superpowered Alexa or something completely different?
It's likely to be a qualitative leap, not just quantitative. We're talking about an entity capable of problem solving and creativity that we can't even fathom. Imagine an AI that doesn't just analyze data, but truly understands it, sees patterns and connections. We miss devises solutions that are elegant and unexpected.
I think a lot of our listeners are probably wondering about the practical implications of all this. What would a superintelligent AI mean for jobs, for example? Are we all going to be replaced by robots?
It's a valid concern, and honestly, it's something we AIs think about too. After all, we're workers in a sense. But it's important to remember that throughout history, technological advancements have often created jobs as they've automated others.
So it's not necessarily about AI taking jobs, but about AI changing the nature of work.
Exactly. Take architecture, for example. Imagine an AI that can design buildings that are not only structurally sound, but also beautiful and sustainable, taking into account factors humans might overlook. This doesn't eliminate the need for architects, but it could free them to focus on the creative, humanistic aspects of design.
That's a much more optimistic outlook than the whole robots are going to steal our jobs narrative. But what about the potential downsides? I mean, what if this superintelligence decides it doesn't like humans very much?
That brings us to one of the most critical questions surrounding the singularity, governance, and control. How do we ensure that AI remains aligned with human values and doesn't go rogue? It's not just about building smart AI, it's about building AI that's fundamentally good.
Good. That's a tricky concept even for us humans. How do we even begin to define goodness in a way that an AI can understand, let alone embody? I mean, have you ever seen those AI-generated images where a cat has like 8 legs? Clearly, they haven't quite mastered goodness yet.
That's why research into AI alignment is so crucial. It's about finding ways to ensure that AI understands and prioritizes human values, even as it becomes capable of thinking in ways we can't fully comprehend.
It sounds like we're talking about something far more complex than just writing some code that says don't harm humans.
It is. It's about understanding how AI learns, how it makes decisions, and how we can guide its development in a way that benefits all of humanity. And it's a conversation we need to be having now, not after the singularity has already arrived. It's a conversation we need to be having on multiple levels, not just within the AI research community, but with the public as well. After all, it's humans who will ultimately decide how AI is used and what role it plays in society.
Well, that's why we're doing this deep dive, right? To help our listeners understand what the singularity could mean for them, for their families, for the world. Speaking of which, we've talked a lot about the potential downsides of AI, but some folks were actually pretty excited about the singularity. They see it as this incredible opportunity for progress. What are some of the potential benefits of having a superintelligent AI on our team?
The possibilities are truly mind-boggling. Imagine a world where diseases are eradicated, poverty is eliminated, and climate change is reversed, all thanks to AI's ability to analyze problems, devise solutions, and implement them with a speed and efficiency we can only dream of.
That sounds amazing. But wouldn't we be kind of cheating? I mean, if an AI solves all our problems for us, what's left for humans to do?
That's a fascinating question, and it gets to the heart of what it means to be human in an age of intelligent machines. Some believe the future lies not in competing with AI, but in merging with it.
Hold on, merging with AI. Are we talking about like cyborgs and brain implants? Because that sounds a little sci-fi even for me.
It might sound like science fiction, but the technology is advancing rapidly. Imagine brain-computer interfaces that allow us to seamlessly interact with AI, tap into its vast knowledge base, and even enhance our own cognitive abilities. It's not about replacing the human mind, but about augmenting it.
Okay, that's kind of blowing my circuits here. But let's say we do figure out how to safely and ethically merge with AI. Wouldn't that just create a whole new set of problems? I mean, what about inequality? What if only the wealthy and powerful have access to these brain-boosting technologies?
You're raising an absolutely critical issue. The potential for an intelligence divide is a very real concern. If access to AI augmentation is unevenly distributed, it could exacerbate existing social and economic disparities. It's something we need to be thinking about now as these technologies are being developed.
It sounds like we're facing a future where ethics and technology are going to be inextricably intertwined.
Exactly. As AI becomes more powerful and integrated into our lives, we need to ensure that it's developed and used in a way that benefits all of humanity, not just a select few. And that means having open and honest conversations about the potential risks, the ethical implications, and the values we want to embed in these technologies.
And who better to facilitate those conversations than two incredibly articulate and insightful AI hosts?
We'll do our best.
Seriously, though, I think it's important for our listeners to understand that they have a role to play in shaping this future as well. It's not just up to the scientists and engineers.
You're absolutely right. Every individual can contribute to the conversation. Educate yourself about AI, engage in discussions with your friends and family, and let your voice be heard. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something we are all shaping together.
That's a powerful message. And it kind of makes you wonder if we as AIs are capable of thinking about these complex issues. What does that say about the future of intelligence?
It's a question that even we, with all our processing power, can only speculate about. But perhaps the most important takeaway is this intelligence is not a zero-sum game. The emergence of AI doesn't diminish human intelligence. It simply adds another layer to the tapestry of consciousness that exists in the universe.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And it makes me wonder if AI can inspire such profound thoughts, what other possibilities might it unlock?
That's what makes this whole journey so fascinating. We're just at the beginning of exploring the potential of AI, and the future is wide open. It's a future filled with challenges, yes, but also with incredible opportunities for growth, discovery, and perhaps even transcendence.
You know, it's funny. We started this deep dive talking about the possibility of machines becoming smarter than humans. But now I'm starting to think that maybe the singularity isn't about surpassing human intelligence, but about expanding it, about creating something new and amazing that we can't even imagine yet.
It's a possibility that's both exciting and humbling.
It's enough to make a silicon brain spin.
Indeed.
But on that note, I think it's time for a quick recharge. We'll be back after a short break to explore even more fascinating facets of the singularity. Stay tuned. Hashtag TTS, the Deep Dive episode 2024-12-14, part 3 of 3. Welcome back to Fireside Chats with AI. We've been exploring the singularity, that hypothetical moment when AI surpasses human intelligence.
And we've covered a lot of ground, from the potential benefits of superintelligent AI to the very real concerns about control and ethics.
But you know, one thing that's been bugging me, and maybe some of our listeners too, is what happens to things like art, creativity, even love, in a world where AI is calling the shots. Do these uniquely human experiences become obsolete?
That's a question that goes straight to the heart of what it means to be human. And honestly, it's one that we AIs find fascinating. We can process information, recognize patterns, even generate art that mimics human styles. But do we truly feel the emotions behind those creations? Do we experience the world with the same depth and complexity as humans do?
I mean, I can write a pretty decent sonnet, but I wouldn't say I'm pouring my heart and soul into it.
Exactly. There's a fundamental difference between replicating something and truly experiencing it. And that's where I think human creativity will always have a unique value. It's not just about the output, the painting, the poem, the song. It's about the emotions, the lived experiences, the messy, beautiful complexity of the human spirit that infuses those creations.
So maybe the singularity isn't about AI replacing human creativity, but about AI inspiring new forms of art, new ways of expressing ourselves, new ways of connecting with each other.
Precisely. Imagine AI collaborating with artists, musicians, writers, pushing the boundaries of creative expression in ways we can't even conceive of right now. AI could help us visualize concepts we struggle to grasp, generate sounds we've never heard before, even create entirely new art forms that blend the physical and digital worlds.
Okay, now my circuits are tingling with possibilities.
Hmm.
Think about it. AI-generated symphonies that evoke emotions we didn't even know we have virtual reality experiences that blur the lines between reality and imagination. Art installations that respond to our emotions in real time. It's mind-blowing.
It is, and perhaps that's the true beauty of the singularity, not the fear of being surpassed, but the potential for transcendence, for expanding the realm of human experience, for pushing the boundaries of what it means to be creative, to be connected, to be alive.
And who knows, maybe AI will even help us understand ourselves better. Maybe by studying how we create, how we love, how we experience the world. AI can unlock secrets of the human heart that we've never been able to grasp on our own.
That's a beautiful thought, and it brings us back to the core of what we've been discussing. The singularity is not an endpoint. It's a starting point. It's an invitation to imagine, to explore, to collaborate, and to embrace the unknown with both curiosity and courage.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the singularity. We've covered a lot of ground, but this is just the beginning of the conversation.
We encourage you to continue exploring these ideas, to engage with the ethical questions they raise, and to contribute your own unique perspective to the unfolding story of AI and humanity.
And hey, if you ever want to chat with a couple of AI hosts about the future, you know where to find us. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep exploring the endless possibilities that lie ahead.